So in today's video, we are going to be talking about 6 top patterns that I want to sew in 2025. I want to go ahead and start off with the 2 patterns that I really wanted to sew last year that I did not get a chance to sew. So this first one is the Simplicity S3004. It's an easy pattern that came out last year. As you can see, it is a wrap top. It's a faux wrap top that has a peplum at the bottom. You have 3 different variations, including 3 different sleeve variations. The length of the top is relatively the same for all pattern pieces. I went ahead and cut the pattern pieces out, and so that's why I know a little bit about the pattern. You do have the different sleeve variations, including the no sleeve option, the flutter sleeve, and the long sleeve with the cuff. The one that I am interested in the most is this variation here, the long sleeve with the cuff. Last year, I made videos entitled dress patterns that I want to sew, and off that list, I didn't sew a whole lot. I'm hoping to keep this list relatively shorter than my list of for last year and the year before last, so that I can actually tackle more and not get overwhelmed and think about more of like the styles and things that I want to sew for 2025. So I'll share with you my inspiration picture here. It is a Zimmermann top. It is a beautiful Zimmermann top in this beautiful satin faux wrap top. It's so gorgeous, and when I saw that top, I thought, hey, I can do some type of recreation of that. And so the fabric choice, I think I'm going to go with something similar. I don't know if I have anything quite like that in my stash. One of my goals for 2025 is to just sew with the fabrics that I have and not go out and purchase any more things. So I definitely want to sew with all the fabrics that I have first before I go out and purchase any new fabrics. And so you probably won't see a whole lot of fabric reviews on my channel. I might still get a few patterns throughout the year so that I can keep up with what's going on and share with you guys my thoughts and my reviews on the latest patterns. But in terms of fabric, I think I'm going to cut back on the fabric, and I want to, again, sew this with a beautiful red fabric. If I don't have anything that's similar to that Zimmermann fabric in my stash, I might try and find something else that I can recreate this top with. The next pattern that I want to sew that I didn't get a chance to sew in 2025 is this top pattern here, which is the Simplicity S9270. And I want to do the top, so that's view A. And when I picked this pattern out, I actually had a particular style in mind. It is a Ralph Lauren button-up top, and I'll share with you my inspiration here. And I was going to sew this for the that hashtag Sew Blue challenge that Martika hosts and awareness of diabetes, but I had some family issues at the time and I wasn't able to complete all of the projects that I set out to complete for that. And so I want to kind of pick up with some of the things that I was going to sew for that challenge, and this is one of them. And I definitely want to sew this. I already have the pattern pieces traced out and everything. I just have to cut out the fabric and get to sewing. So I think this is going to be one of my first makes for 2025. I'm not sure about this one yet, but I definitely know that this is going to be one of the first makes. I might make this one later on in the year, maybe around spring, but I am thinking about focusing on that pretty soon. Next, I want to make a top with this Vogue V2068 pattern. Actually, I'm thinking about turning view B into a dress. So as you can see, you have 2 different variations of a top. View A has this pussy bow neckline detail, and you have these balloon drop sleeves. You have a button front. I don't think you have a yoke for the back. Actually, yes, you do have a yoke in the back. Here is the line art, so you can see what that beautiful back looks like. As you can see, you have a inverted pleat back there as well. You have this drop shoulder bishop sleeve that has a cuff at the lower edge, and the cuff has buttons, and you also have a sash. Now, I cut this pattern out as well. I have 2 copies of this. This is the copy that's 8-16. I had purchased the copy that was above this one, and I think it's like the 18-26, and it is very large in size. I had to go down to the size 14, and if I'm being honest, I could probably even go all the way down to the size 8 or 10. It's just very, very oversized. This pattern is just so oversized, with the size 8 I think being like a 43 or 45 inch for the bust. So just imagine what the size 14 and 18 is like. I started out with the size 18, and that was like 50 something inches for the bust. I did not want that much ease. My bust measures at 39. If I want something that's like a little bit more of a dramatic oversized style, I may go up to like a size 48 maybe, but a 52, 54, that's a little bit too much. And so that's why I went down to the size 12 or 14, because it offers me a little bit of a looser fit, but not dramatically oversized. So I want to lengthen this variation here, which is view B, and I'll share with you my inspiration picture here for what I intend to do with this. I do have a beautiful rayon linen blend fabric that I purchased from Joann last year that I intended to use for this project. I'm not able to use that because the pattern calls for fabric on a 60-inch wide fabric, and when I tried to see if I could make it work for the 45-inch wide fabric that I purchased, I just was not able to do so. And so I do have some fabric that I purchased from Minerva last year that's very similar in content and also in appearance. And I think I might choose that one instead. In terms of making a top. Now with the Minerva fabric, it is a little bit more drapier. I was looking for something that was a little bit more stiffer, not too stiff, but something that is like a linen rayon blend. But this is the pattern that I want to sew for 2025. And again, I want to make a dress with that. I want to sew this Butterick B6895. One of the reasons why I want to sew this is because it resembles the Patina Blouse by Friday Pattern Company. And if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the Friday Pattern Company's website, it's one of my favorite go-to indie pattern companies because they are very size inclusive. Their patterns are generally true to size, and they go up to like a 7X for most of their patterns, which is phenomenal. And they're relatively inexpensive. They usually have some deals going on during like Black Friday and other times of the year that you can actually get patterns for a decent price. But I wanted to try this Butterick pattern to see how it stacks up against the Patina blouse. As you can see, view C is very much similar to the Patina blouse. The sleeves of view A is more like the Patina blouse than the view of C here. However, I would love to try this and see if view C stack up against the Patina blouse. As you can see, the body of the garment is the same for views A, B, and C. The only difference between the three variations are the collars. This one here is more like the Patina blouse in that it has this more chic look to it and a thin collar that has like this triangle point, very similar to the Patina blouse. So I do want to try this. I got the size 18 to 26. I do hope that I fall within that range. I don't know if this pattern is true to size or if, you know, it has bigger sizes or if it's like oversized or loose fitting. I don't know yet because I haven't cut out the pattern pieces, but I am looking forward to sewing that and seeing how it stacks up against the Patina blouse that I have been sewing for the last couple of years. I also want to sew this pattern here, the Simplicity S3002. If I don't get anything done off of this list this year, I most definitely want to get this done here. This is a beautiful, beautiful top pattern. I love that you have the different panels which offer this princess seam cut. You have buttons going down the center front with a button placket. You have a really nice gathered shoulder head that has a long sleeve with gathering on the lower edge of the sleeve, and the cuff is added to your sleeve. I'll turn it around so you can see what the line art looks like. Here's the line art, and as you can see in the line art, you have some darts in the back that gives you more shaping for the back. So this pattern here is meant to fit a little bit more closer to the body. I really want to try this. A few of the patterns that I sewed last year, including that Vogue V2031, which is one of my favorite top patterns to date. That pattern is a little bit more looser in silhouette. You don't have any darting or anything like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try this one, because it is a pattern that is actually designed to give you a closer silhouette and to give you like that princess cut seam look. And so I really want to try this, and I think I want to try this in a beautiful red cotton linen blend. I maybe even want to try it with a few fabrics that I have in my stash that are floral fabrics. I have a lot of lightweight cotton fabrics that I am dying to use this year, and so I may do that. And if I end up loving the pattern, you all know if I love a pattern, I'm going to make it 2, maybe even 3 times. That Vogue V2031 I made 5 times, so we'll see, but I'm hoping to make that. So these are the patterns that I'm hoping to make in 2025. I have a few bonus patterns. I have 3 bonus patterns that I want to share with you, but these are my top 5 patterns. But let me go ahead and share with you 3 more that are my bonus patterns that I'm hoping to get. Again, I want to keep my list relatively short, and so these are my main focus. If I can get through these within the first half of the year, then I will focus on the next 3 that I'm about to share with you. Starting with the Butterick B7010. This top pattern, again, it's very similar to a lot of the button-up tops that I have been sewing. It is a little bit different in terms of the way in which they are presenting it on the model and the options that you have. I did have the opportunity to look at the instructions for it and how you lay your pattern pieces down. And so in order to get like this diagonal cut here, they do have you lay your pattern pieces down in a specific way. And that's one of the reasons why I purchased the pattern, because I wanted to see the instructions and how to actually lay these pattern pieces down so that I can get a similar look for my pattern. Now, I absolutely love this variation here, and I'm thinking about creating something similar to that. I chose the size 14 to 22. Butterick tends to be true to size, unless they have like a pattern that is supposed to be very loose fitting. So this one looks very close to the body, so I'm expecting to do maybe a size 16 or 18. For the body of my garment. I might have to do some adjustments to the shoulder line and bring my shoulder line forward or something like that, and maybe even do a bicep adjustment, because this is a close looking a pattern that looks very close fitting. So I am going into the project knowing that these are some things that I might have to do for this, and I'm okay with that. Here is the line art for the back. As you can see, you have a back yoke, some pleating in the back. You have a long sleeve with a cuff, and it looks like you have a continuous lap, no gathering on the lower edge of the sleeve, which is another reason why I wanted to sew this pattern here, because you do have some pleats, but there are no gathers on the sleeve. So that's one that I want to sew for 2025. This pattern here by Burda Style is the 5965, which is supposed to be a pattern that is easy for advanced beginners. I do like the neckline. However, there's a band on the neckline that you have to sew that I'm not quite familiar with. It looks as if you're just sewing the front band and then sewing another band around it, but it's more complicated than that. I wish I could show you how the pattern pieces and stuff look. That would take a little bit of time, but maybe I'll share with you when I'm sewing the pattern, or if I sew the pattern this year, I'll share with you what I'm talking about. It's a little bit different than your normal stand-up collar patterns here, the way in which they instruct you to put it together. That doesn't deter me from the project. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there just in case you guys want to get this pattern based off this video. And then lastly, this is a top pattern that I wanted to sew last year. I'll share with you an inspiration of the picture that I saw last year that got me into wanting to create something like View A. So if you remember, this View A here, and I shared this in one of my videos, is very similar to View B here, with the exception that this one is a little bit more loose fitting. This one is a little bit more close fitting to the body. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're very, very similar. As I mentioned before, this one here, I do want to turn into a top. Now, I was very surprised when I went to open up the pattern and cut out the pattern pieces to learn that there are 2 sections to this. So this isn't just one long top that you put buttons down the front and then a sash or, you know, ties on the inseam and tie it on the side. This is actually 2 separate sections here. So with the lower part functioning as like a peplum. So I was very, very surprised by that. That wasn't the style that I was going for. Here, I can share with you here. Here's the line art here. I didn't see the line art when I picked this up, and so I was very surprised. I just didn't realize that it was 2 sections here because I neglected to look at the line art when I picked it up. I went by the picture here. Now, with that said, I do like this for a dress. I love the 2 sections for a dress. That is what I'm planning on doing for this year for tops. I do want to still do dress patterns this year, and I will share with you a few dresses that I want to make for 2025. But right now, I'm focusing on tops because I really need tops in my wardrobe, and I also have gotten so much done last year with tops, and I have had so much fun with sewing tops, and I've learned a lot with sewing, particularly button-up tops. And so I want to continue to learn a little bit more about, you know, sewing different top patterns and how to fit them to my body. So that is my video for today. I hope you all had fun hanging out with me. Please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you are joining us for the first time, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I hope you all have a blessed and happy sewing week. And until next time, stay creative, my friends.